Hello, everyone. This is Amir Kutub, and I'm live today at my live Q&A session. So, if you're watching me on Instagram, YouTube, LinkedIn, Facebook, welcome everyone. There's no set agenda for this live session, so I'm just here to chat with you, answer your questions on career, jobs, and entrepreneurship. So just feel free to send through your questions in the comment section. I'll take your questions one by one. If you want me to speak in Hindi, let me know in your comments for that particular question. I'm happy to do that. If you want me to answer you in English, I'm happy to do that as well. All right, so let's take on your comments and then we'll take it from there. Lucky Tyagi, hi sir, hi Lucky, how are you? Lucky Tyagi, where are you, Amir sir? I'm here, bro. If you're asking, I think you were waiting for my live session. Sorry, I was just sort of connecting everything, and I was actually live on Instagram before that. So if you haven't followed me on Instagram, my handle is at Amir Kutub, AMIRQUTUB. You can follow me on Instagram because I'm posting some amazing things over there. So welcome on board, Adil Nawaz. Hi, sir. Hi, Adil. Thank you so much for joining this live session. Rasida Begum, hello. Hello, Rasida. How are you? So as I said, the format is pretty simple, straightforward. You have to send me your questions and comments, and I'm more than happy to do that. Feel free to post your questions about the entrepreneurship, but I will please try to put your questions in detail so that I can answer them in detail as well. Don't try 2 words or 3 words, and that would be easy. So Nipun Sharma, I'll take first question. It's Nipun Sharma from YouTube. He's asking which language is best and easy to learn, sir. So when you are referring to language, I assume that you are referring to a coding or development language. And the question is which language is difficult and like the most easy to learn. So there's a difference between the best and easy to learn. So there are a lot of languages that are easy to learn. You can start with something as simple as C. I found C a bit challenging myself because I tried to learn it, but I couldn't find a use case. So it was difficult for me. I found HTML and PHP are much easier to learn, but a lot of people say that C is fundamental, it's much easier to learn. And I also feel Java is a much easier to learn language as well. Now, the question about which language is best to learn, it depends on which field you want to go in. So if you want to go in web design or web development, then you've got your PHP, then you've got your JavaScript, and then you've got frameworks like Node.js or PHP frameworks like Laravel or Joomla and so on. If you want to go into app development, then you could go into native app development. So you can look at Java for Android, and you can look at for C# for iOS, or you could go for hybrid app development. So you can learn Flutter, which is a framework by Google that's based mainly on JavaScript. You can learn Ionic, which is again based on JavaScript. You can learn native JS as well. My recommendation would be to learn a hybrid app language rather than a native app language, just because there are a lot of use cases for hybrid apps, and a lot of apps that you would see in future would be hybrid applications. If you want to go into game development, there are completely different set of app languages that you would learn for that. Python is a very good language if you want to go into artificial intelligence, machine learning, and it's a good language to start with, even in gaming, because it sort of teach you those sort of basic AI skills. Now, if you again want to go in, say, artificial intelligence or Internet of Things, there are different languages for all of these. So first, you need to identify what field you are interested in, and then take a project in that field and then learn language for that. Otherwise, if you will do one course and another course and so on, you will never be able to learn it. So a lot of people would go and do certification courses and try to learn it, but you can't learn a coding language just by doing a certification course. You have to pick up a project and try and do that project and learn that language on the way. And that's what I have found is the most efficient way to learn a particular language. Amarjit Yadav, hi sir. Ghulam Mustafa, hi sir. Hello sir. Hello Ghulam. Mayur G Pandit, tell about Vue Js. So Mayur has actually asked about Vue Js, which is a specific language or a specific framework in JavaScript. So again, ask, rather than thinking about, okay, which language is cool, like Vue or whatever it is, you need to identify where your skills exactly lies, what are you interested in, and then take it from there. So rather than saying, okay, Node.js is cool, AngularJS is, whatever it is all going to expire with time. There would be better languages. The coding in itself is going to be automated as well. So rather than focusing on what particular language, you need to identify, okay, what are the fields that I'm interested in, where are the opportunities lies, and then learn a set of languages from there. First you have to identify the basis of the coding, because the logic remains the same. It's just the syntax that changes. Once you have confidence in the logic of the language, then the syntax of language is easy. You can learn syntax of any language in 15 days. So now I know the logic itself. I could learn any language in 10 to 15 days, and that's about it. Shanawaz Siddiqui, what's the greatest barrier to success? So Shanawaz has asked, what is the great? Shanawaz from Facebook has asked, what is the greatest barrier to success? The greatest barrier to success is the fear of failure, and you would hear it a lot, but people don't understand the impact of it. So the thing is that when we were child, we were able to succeed in walking. When we tried walking, but we fell down, we tried again, we fell down again, but we kept on trying, because we didn't have fear of falling or fear of failing. We didn't felt embarrassed when we fell, but we kept on trying, and we never thought whether I'm going to succeed or not. What happens is that the world, the society tells us that you have to compromise, what happens if you won't succeed, and so on. The thing is that I still don't know whether my next venture is going to succeed or not. I can never know that, but I would never identify if I don't give it a try. So I fail more often than I succeed. I fail continuously. I try a lot of new things every single day, and I fail in a lot of them. What you see is some things that you actually succeed in. So what happens if you increase your frequency of trying, and suppose if you fail 8 times, then you will be successful 2 times, and that's the natural pathway of success. So the greatest barrier of success is that fear of failure, and that sort of stops you from doing things. And secondly is the lack of persistence and determination. So a lot of people have passion and they want to follow something, but what they lack is that persistence and determination to keep going when the things go hard. So there's no shortcut to success. You have to keep try a lot, you have to fail a lot, and you have to sacrifice a lot. And after all of those sacrifices and failures, if you still have the grit to carry on, then only you would be able to be really successful as well. So again, it's important that rather than thinking about whether I'm going to be successful or not, or what if I fail, what will people say, and so on, what you need to focus on, okay, this is my goal, this is what I want to achieve, and I'll do whatever it takes to do it. I worked as a cleaner. I threw newspapers in the night while I was, after I was an engineer. So with a BTech degree, I was working as a cleaner, because I knew that this is the pathway that I have to take. I have to earn money. I have to establish my business in a new country. I can't get a job like this on a student visa. So I understood the circumstances, and I just reacted to those circumstances, and I just followed my passion, followed my goal, and just kept on trying. And I believe that has been a huge factor of my success. And even now, when I try something new, I get a lot of setbacks, but I don't give up. I don't worry about them. I just understand that they're a natural part of this pathway, and I just keep on trying. Now, Lucky Tyagi, how are you, Amir sir? Thank you so much for asking. I'm good. How are you, Lucky? How's everything at your end? Asif Rani, Assalamu alaikum. Apart from professional course, what you suggest to additional course student, like simple graduation? So first of all, the courses is the biggest scam, Asif. The courses and degrees are the biggest scam of this generation, biggest scam of this world, because they don't provide you any benefit, or the benefit that they provide you is extremely less in comparison of the time and energy they suck from you and the money they take from you. What I recommend is that you actually learn on the job, gain practical experience. If you are interested in a field, try and take a project on that and learn online through that. Education is actually available for free, and you don't need to do a proper course or degree to do that. So find your interest, and once you have found your interest, identify a project that you can do in that particular field, and then learn while you are working on that project. And that's the way to learn. I could never understand or learn coding if I was working on like if I would have done a course, because I did a course on C and I did not understand. It was a subject and I did not understand coding at all. But when I knew that I had to develop a social network, then I learned coding for it. It was interesting, and I was able to do that project as well as learn at the same time as well. And that's the same for my mechanical engineering. I did not understand a lot of concepts, but when I picked up a project, I learned for that particular project and I was able to learn. And that's the only way to learn some of these things as well. Muhammad Arfin has asked, what is your point of view on language technology? Please brief it. Sorry, Arfin, I couldn't understand your question. Can you explain a bit detail in terms of what you are referring to, like language technology? So if you can please repost your question, that would be very helpful. Nipul Sharma, thanks, sir. You're most welcome. Mithu Rai, how to go live on LinkedIn? So, Mithu, what you have to do is first you have to apply to go live on LinkedIn. So, actually, there is a link on which you have to actually apply. You can do a Google search, or I can share the link in here. So, you have to apply to go live on LinkedIn, and there's a form that you have to fill. And in that form, they ask you certain questions about, are you going live on other platforms and so on. Once you fill that form, they will review your application, and then once they have reviewed your application, they will either approve it or reject it. So I was not able to go live on LinkedIn earlier, but then I applied for it, and I got a response in around 3 or 4 days that you can go live on LinkedIn now. I hope I answered your question. Muhammad Shafiq, dear, how can we improve education-based institute in India? Thank you so much, Shafiq, for asking this question. First of all, we need to identify that our education system is really bad in imparting the real world skills that people need. So our education system is teaching the sciences and the technologies and the things that are pretty old. Like, our curriculum is already outdated. The world is moving at a very fast pace, so the curriculum needs to be revised every day. And secondly, the education system needs to be a mixture of the academicians who are teaching the theory and industry experts who are teaching the real world industry knowledge. So what happens is that I see a lot of programs like engineering programs where we only have engineering professors teaching the engineering. We do not have any person from industry coming in and providing knowledge, and just doing one guest lecture or two guest lecture is not enough. You actually have to have a very nice proportion, like a 50-50 percentage of an industry based knowledge and learning. Thirdly, what I've found in Western education systems is that there's a lot of focus on assignments and practical work rather than learning theory and giving it out in examination. Like, just like you learn the theory and then vomit it out in the examination. That's something that's wrong. Even the way practicals are done over here are completely different. So there should be project based learning. So students should be given projects from the very first year. They should be given assignments from the very first year, and then assignments are not like copy paste. The assignment should actually be authentic and original and should use their own skill set, and they should form groups and teams to come up with the solution. And those assignments should be related to industry. They should not be assignments given by an academician. They should be assignments given by an industry person. Create a profile for students on fiverr.com, on upwork.com, give them practical knowledge, and that's how they will be able to learn. So our education system is a long way from what it needs to be, but small steps like these would actually help students a lot. Amarjit Yadav has asked, I would like to know, is doing MBA really worth, as we have to spend too much money in India for IIM? I'm interested in business field and currently pursuing engineering. Is there any way to enter into corporate world? Well, first of all, I am of a firm belief that MBA without experience is a waste of money. Don't do MBA if you do not have experience, because You need to understand how business works first. You need to work in a corporate system before you do an MBA. So if you have already done engineering, I think you are more than qualified to work in a corporate firm. Go and do work, gain 2 to 3 years of experience, and then go and do your MBA. Otherwise, just a waste of money. Secondly, to be successful in your career, you don't need to do an MBA. I spent a lot of money and a lot of time on my MBA, and I would say it was a waste of time and waste of energy and waste of money. So MBA is just an overhyped course, and you don't really gain much out of it if you do not have a lot of experience. If you've got a lot of experience, like say 5 years experience, and now you want to move towards a more managerial position, you need to learn about strategy and operation, things like that, then MBA is great. You could definitely do that, but I don't think you need that before you have any experience. I hope I answered that question. Sayyid Amjad, sir, what to do in an interview if the interviewer is intentionally grilling a candidate? How to handle the situation being a fresher even when you are well prepared? Okay, so the very first thing is that I talk about a science of actually taking control of the interview. The very first thing is you need to identify that the interviewer that is actually taking your interview is actually a human being, and you have the power to influence anyone's subconscious just by the way you communicate with them. So one of the technique that I like to use is mirroring, which is that you actually speak like the person is speaking. You follow, like if he's speaking fast, you speak fast. You speak slow, you speak slow. There's an art of mirroring that you can achieve to develop that rapport. The second thing is that if an interviewer is grilling, and if you are prepared for the interview, then you don't need to worry about it. You have to be confident in your skin, and it's very easy to say. But the thing is that if you have got knowledge about your subject, for example, right now I've like established like millions of like multi-million businesses and invested in startups. For example, if I go for a job, or if I set an interview just for a mock interview with someone, and the person starts asking me questions, so the first of all, like I'll look into his eyes and I'll answer the thing that I would know. But there would be hundreds of things that I won't know, even in my field. Like every field is huge, so he would ask me a question that I would not know. So I would actually in response to that, I would say, yep, I do not have much idea of this. What But rather than stopping over here, I would say, but I actually have idea about this, and this is how you could probably look into it. For example, I in my live session, people ask me about okay, that we are doing chemical engineering. What are the best fields in chemical engineering? Now, I'm not an expert in chemical engineering. I can't tell you the best field in chemical engineering, and I tell them. But what I also tell them is that what I can tell you is that what you have to do is identify your niche, and then look out and identify the following things, and this is how you find the answer. So if you don't know the answer, at least tell them that if you are in a job situation, how are you going to find the answer? So for example, if you are giving a technical, they ask you a technical question that you don't know the answer of, just tell them that you don't know the answer of it. But if it was a practical situation, then I would actually reach out, look into this particular resource, do a whatever Google search and identify an answer for this, or I would approach it this way or that way. And that will give him a reassurance that even if this person doesn't know the answer, he has the ability to find the answer. And for my team members, like my employees, I always say, I expect you to have all the answers, but I expect you to find the answers for me. And that's what your job is, and that's what I pay you for. Parvez Saab is hi. Parvez is saying hi, hi, hi. Hi, Parvez. Parvez, hoy sir, kaise ho? Sir, first class, ekdam well done. Ghulam Server, nice to see you. Amir Bhai, thank you so much, Ghulam Bhai. Nice to see you too. Asif Rahmani, thank you so much, Bhai. You're most welcome. Demon Panda, sir, what I do, I want to earn million, but I don't know what I do. Brother, the thing is that the challenge is that you are actually chasing the wrong goal. Look, the thing is, there are millions of ways to earn millions, but if you are going to chase it, you are not going to get it. And it sounds very cliche, but it is the fact is that first, once you identify where your passion is, and the way you identify where your passion is by following your interest. And once you identify where your passion is, and then you invest your time, energy, effort, resources, give it a go, spend a lot of time on it, then you become an expert in that particular field. And from there, you actually start earning a lot of money. There is a limited amount of money that you can earn in jobs, but I know jobs that actually pay you in millions as well. So once you become an expert in that particular field, then and once you grow your career in that field, that's where you can actually earn millions. Again, the same thing with the business as well. But you have to identify the field that you are passionate about. If you are not passionate about something, then you will give it a try, and then after 1 year of failure or 2 years of failure, you will actually die. So there's no secret to earn a million. So there's no scheme that you do this and you'll earn $1 million in 1 year or 3 months or 6 months or whatever it is. The only secret is that you have to follow your passion and develop your skills in it. You have to be persistent and determined, and give it your best with your honesty. So honesty is pretty important in terms of, if you look back, you need to know that you actually gave it your best. You didn't cheat with yourself. And that's where a lot of people lie. So a lot of people say, oh, I'm preparing for this examination, I want to do this and I don't want to do that. But when I ask them, when I look into their eyes and ask them, are you honestly doing everything that you could do to achieve this? They say no. So a lot of people come to me and say, I am not able to get a job. And then I ask them, how many jobs did you apply for? How many people did you reach on LinkedIn? And this is an open challenge that I'm giving to all of you. Even if you are looking for a job, if you are looking for investment, if you are looking for business opportunity, find the relevant people in your field on LinkedIn. Reach out to 50 people every day with a message to build genuine connections for next 30 days without a break. So send connection invites to 50 people, send them a message, and do not ask for help. Tell them that you want to build genuine connection, you want to learn from them, rather than saying, I need a job, I need a job. Reach out to 50 people for next 30 days. You will find that job. If you're looking for a business investment, you will find that investment. So it's my challenge, it's an open challenge. And if someone can actually show me that he has done it for next 30 days, give me the proof. And if he can't find a job, I'll help him find the job. If he can't find the investment, I'll help him find the investment. As simple as that. So you have to be that persistent and determined to be able to do that. Shadan Siddiqui, how to become an entrepreneur? Shadan, to become an entrepreneur, first you need to identify the problems that are around you. So I sort of say it a lot of time, but businesses are all about solving problems. So any business out there is solving a problem or a need. For example, the camera that I'm looking into, it's solving a problem. It allows us, or a need, it allows us to capture our memories. The mic is a product, it's solving a problem, it's allowing me to transmit my voice to you. The computer is solving a problem. Any company out there, either Pepsi or Coca-Cola, or a startup out there like Uber and everything, they're all solving a problem. So you need to identify the problems around you, and then you need to identify, okay, how are we going to solve this problem profitably? And from there, you develop your venture. You develop your venture. So if, for example, if you see the problem is that right now it's very difficult to get your clothes dry cleaned, you have to go to Dhobi, and then there's a delay and everything. You could think of a solution which is a laundry startup, where there's an app where people just sort of book a pickup. People sort of a van comes and take their clothes and dry clean them or wash them and sort of come back, it's all ready. So you took a problem, identified a solution, and solved that problem profitability. And that's what entrepreneurship is actually all about. Gul Nawaz Mani, Assalamu alaikum bhai. Walaikum assalam. Adil Nawaz sir, how to start up with zero investment? So what you have to do is you have to look at bootstrapping. So there's something called lean startup methodology that talks about the fact that you don't need to develop the product in one go. For example, if you've got an idea of an app or a game, or I don't know, whatever it is, a product, physical product or a business, you don't need to build all of that in one go. What you can do is you can start with a minimum viable product and develop a team. So I always say, look, 100% of zero is worth nothing, right? But if you have 30% or 50% of 10 million, then it's 5 millions or 3 million or whatever. So rather than trying to do it alone, build a team, get a team of a hipster, hacker, and hustler. So someone who can manage the company, a CEO, someone who can market the product and sell the product, a marketing person, and someone with technical skill, engineer skills, who can make your product and who can maintain that product. So that is going to be your first person who is actually going to do work. Now, if you are doing it on an equity basis, then you do not have to spend any money in developing that initial minimum viable product. Once you have developed that initial minimum viable product, you put it out to the market and test it organically. And after doing that, then you can go to investors and actually ask for investment. So if you are looking to develop your own startup, you have to start from a business model canvas. Go to amarkutub.com. You can download the business model canvas from the resources section in there. Fill that up, develop your minimum viable product, develop your startup pitch, and then pitch to the investors, because you would need investment at that particular stage. So rather than asking how to do a startup with zero investment, just ask how to do a startup with zero investment from your side, because you will need investment at some stage. Probably not now, but at a later stage. Asfia Zainab, wonderful answer. I totally agree about curriculum. Thank you so much, Asfia. And I have been really frustrated with our curriculum and the way the things are actually taught in our education system, and it's actually corrupting students' minds as well. So I wish I could actually have a magic wand and change our education system so that people could gain more hands-on experience before their graduation or during their graduation. Because I see a lot of, right now in my company, I interview a lot of freshers and experienced people. The challenge with freshers is that they do not have any idea about what's happening in industry. So for example, if I'm looking for computer science students, they do not have any idea about what's being required in the industry itself. They have skills in the languages which we have even left using or stopped using 5 years ago. So they are so outdated, and that's a big challenge for us. And that's why companies have to develop all of these training practices and everything. But the thing is that if the graduates are more employable, they have more industry skills, then it would be very helpful. Another thing that I want to tell to all of you is that your marks and grades are worth less in industry if you don't have skills. They don't matter in industry if you don't have skills. It's extremely important to understand. There's a huge fascination about marks and grades in our countries. It's actually worthless. I don't care, if you flunked in your class or whatever. If you have got skills, I'll hire you. As simple as that. Um Next one is by Ghulam Mustafa. How to get new ideas for businesses relevant to a particular place or region. So you have to identify the business ideas for a particular place, region. You have to look at, okay, what are the challenges and problems that are there in my place and problem, and what is something unique that is about my place and problem. For example, if you live in like a city called Muradabad, which is very good with handicraft items and all of the metal work, then you need to look at, okay, what are some of the challenges that are out there. Maybe one of the challenges that these people are developing the products, but they are being sold cheaply in the market because there are middle parties who are exporting these, right? And these people are suffering. So probably a solution could be developing a marketplace where these people are able to upload their products themselves and then sell to the masses. So that's one of the solution to this problem. Maybe you're living in a city which doesn't have like grocery items or some items that are actually not available in that particular city. So you could look at solving that particular problem. Maybe you are living in a city which has got parking space problem. So you look at developing a startup which is around parking space. Maybe you live in a city which has got commutation problems, so you could probably look at developing an e-ride based business. So look at your region or city, see what are the problems and how are other cities or regions solving those problems. If not in India, how are those cities and regions solving those problems outside India, like in US or Canada or Switzerland, wherever it is, and then try to implement that solution, like tweak that solution according to your city and try to implement that solution in that particular city. Shadan Siddiqui, how to become an entrepreneur? Please explain it from starting. Uh, Shadan, to become an entrepreneur is first you have to identify the problem and challenges, as I said, that are out there. The thing is, if you are not able to identify a problem or a need that you want to solve, then there's no basis for the entrepreneurship, right? There's no basis of the company. So you need to identify, really, as I was mentioning about Muradabad or any other thing, what is that particular problem that you want to solve. Once you have identified that, download the business model canvas from amirkutub.com, fill in that business model canvas. It will ask you question about what are the value proposition, who are your customers. So there are 5 questions that you need to answer as an entrepreneur. What problem are you solving, or what need are you solving? Who are your customers? Who are you actually serving through that? Who are your competitors? And how are you better than your competitors? So for example, if you are solving a problem that is already being solved by a competitor, then there's no need, like, then how are you going to establish yourself? Like, someone would actually overcome you. And the last question is, how are you going to make money? What is your business model? And by just filling that business model canvas, you would be able to identify, okay, this is what needs to be done. Once you have done that, the next step and approach is to actually build a team. So you identify co-founders for your startup. So like a marketing person, a CEO person, and an engineering person, and you develop a minimum viable product, a smaller version of what you want to build, and put it out in the market, test it out. It's called customer discovery. And then from there, you actually develop the minimum product, put it out in the market, then you develop a startup pitch, and then you pitch to the investors, get the funding, and grow your business from there. Now this is a huge process. I can't explain, like, I have given you an idea, but to explain it, it would require a full curriculum for me to do that. I'm actually thinking of developing and sharing a course on entrepreneurship. If you guys are interested, let me know. I'm just looking for opinions. Is that something that I should actually do, is develop a course which actually teaches about like an online course which actually teaches about how to start your own startup or how to be an entrepreneur? If I get a lot of interest, then I would be more than happy to do that and share it with you guys. अमरजीत यादव, थैंक यू सो सर, वेलकम. सुमन घोष सर, हिंदी में बोलिए. सॉरी सुमन भाई, अब से हिंदी में ही बोलेंगे. हिंदी 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 बोलिए सर, हिंदी. सुमन, सॉरी. ओके, ऑलराइट, मैंने अभी आपका मैसेज देखा सुमन. अब मैं हिंदी में बोलने की कोशिश करता हूँ. आगे, सर, आई वांट टू पार्टिसिपेट इन टेक्निकल प्रोजेक्ट contest, being a single participant team. I'm not getting from where I should start. So Syed Amjad wants to participate in a technical project contest, being a single participant team. I'm not getting from where I should start. So the very first thing that I would tell you is, Amjad, is कि आप single participant team मत बनाओ प्लीज, क्योंकि टीम वर्क जो है सिंगल पार्टिसिपेंट की टीम नहीं होती है. सिंगल पार्टिसिपेंट होता है. टीम वर्क जो है वो बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट होता है. तो ट्राई एंड फाइंड टीम मेंबर, बिकॉज उससे आपको टीम वर्क स्किल्स मिलेंगे, मैनेजमेंट स्किल्स मिलेंगे, लर्निंग स्किल्स मिलेंगे. और सबसे बड़ी बात जो है, आप टीम के साथ वर्क करके बहुत सारी चीज़ें ओरिजिनेट कर पाओगे. तो टेक्निकल प्रोजेक्ट में भी सबसे पहले आपको यही सोचना है कि आप किस प्रॉब्लम को जो है वो ओवरकम करना चाह रहे हो अपने टेक्निकल प्रोजेक्ट से. और जब आपको ये प्रॉब्लम मिल जाएगी, फिर उसके बाद आप प्लान बनाओ कि कैसे उस प्रॉब्लम को आप ओवरकम करोगे अपने टेक्निकल प्रोजेक्ट के थ्रू. सो फॉर एग्जांपल, मैंने जो टेक्निकल प्रोजेक्ट किया था, मैं मैकेनिकल इंजीनियरिंग में था, लेकिन मैंने ये देखा था कि बहुत सारी जो मैन्युफैक्चरिंग फर्म्स होती हैं, वो सारा काम जो है वो मैनुअल कर रही हैं. तो मैं सोचा क्यों ना एक ERP सिस्टम जो है वो बनाया जाए मैन्युफैक्चरिंग फर्म से, क्योंकि मुझे टेक्निकल कोडिंग में इंटरेस्ट था. ठीक है, मुझे मैकेनिकल में इंटरेस्ट नहीं था. तो मेरा जो प्रोजेक्ट था वो ये था कि मैं मैकेनिकल फर्म्स के लिए, मैन्युफैक्चरिंग फर्म्स के लिए ERP सिस्टम कैसे बनाऊं. और वो बहुत ज़्यादा हिट हुआ, जो है वो इवन न्यूज़पेपर में भी जो है वो छपा. वो इस वजह से क्योंकि मुझे उस पर्टिकुलर फील्ड में इंटरेस्ट है। तो आप देखो आपको किस फील्ड में इंटरेस्ट है, उस फील्ड में क्या प्रॉब्लम्स है, क्या चैलेंजेस है, वहां से जो है अपना टेक्निकल प्रोजेक्ट जो है वो बनाए। देखें आसपास की क्या प्रॉब्लम्स है, क्या चैलेंजेस है, वहां से अपने प्रोजेक्ट्स जो है वो बनाए। Says Amjad, sir, please share ideas or topics for what problem should I develop a website. I'll actually give you few examples. These are not the problems. आजकल क्या प्रॉब्लम चल रही है सबसे बड़ी? कोविड-19 क्या प्रॉब्लम चल रही है? ट्रैवल की प्रॉब्लम चल रही है। लोग ट्रैवल नहीं कर पा रहे हैं, लोग अपनी फैमिली से अलग हैं, उनको कैसे रिजॉल्व कर सकते हो? कोई ट्रैवल गाइड जो है आप बना सकते हो। बहुत सारे बिजनेसेस हैं, दे हैव वेंट एक्चुअली ऑफलाइन, जो बहुत सारे बिजनेसेस बंद हो गए, कैसे आप उन बिजनेसेस को जो है वापस ऑनलाइन ला सकते हो। सो इस तरीके से आप देखिए व्हाट आर द प्रॉब्लम्स एंड challenges आउट देयर। Secondly, look at any paper-based system because all of those paper-based systems are going to be automated pretty soon. What you have to do is you have to find the ways on how to automate those systems using a website or an app or whatever it is. For example, if you look at any factory, any shop, all of those things needs to come on data technology somehow. So look at one of those companies or businesses or small businesses and see how you can actually create a website or an app for them to bring their business data. I think it's going to be a good start. Ghulam Mustafa, I'm from Muradabad, sir. Great coincidence. Oh, that's awesome. Excellent. So you already have an idea. I hope you are able to implement this thing, because this will not only help uh, you, but it will help a lot of people. And that's the thing about entrepreneurship, is that it doesn't help you; it helps a lot of people. You are actually helping through your entrepreneurial venture. Harneet Kaur, hello. Hi Harneet. Welcome on board. If you have any questions, I would love to know. Sayyid Noman Khan, Assalamu bhai, in which field you have completed your MBA and which field is best for MBA? So, I feel complete my MBA in information management, and let me tell you again, my MBA was a total waste of money, total waste of time. Don't do an MBA if you don't have experience. Uh, so I did my MBA. I had an experience though, because I had worked in Honda for a year, and then I worked as freelancer, and I had was working when I was in my bachelor's. So I actually had literally 4 or 5 years of experience before I did my MBA. But I saw a lot of students who were freshers who did their MBA. It was like a total waste of time for them. So again, rather than saying which field is best for MBA, this is the wrong approach. This has been like my biggest frustration with our education system, which with like through which our society suffers. People ask which is the best field. The answer is, okay, there is no best field. You have to identify what you are interested in, what you are passionate about, and then only you should pursue that field, and you should then only you will be able to succeed in that field. Tell me one successful person in the world who can say that I did not pursue a field that I was not interested in. I'll repeat in Hindi. एक ऐसे सक्सेसफुल शख्स का नाम आप बता दो दुनिया में जो ये बोले कि मुझे इस फील्ड में इंटरेस्ट नहीं था, लेकिन मैंने ये परस्यू करी और मैं इसमें सक्सेसफुल हो गया। कोई भी इंसान किसी भी फील्ड में सक्सेसफुल नहीं हो सकता जब तक उसका उसमें इंटरेस्ट ना हो, उसका पैशन ना हो। तो आपको आइडेंटिफाई करना है कि आपका किस फील्ड में इंटरेस्ट है, किस फील्ड में पैशन है, और फिर उसके बाद आपको उस फील्ड को परस्यू करना है। तो अगर आपने बैचलर्स किया है, देन यू एक्सप्लोर अ फील्ड, आप किसी पर्टिकुलर फील्ड में काम करो। जब काम करते हो वहां से पैशन इंटरेस्ट निकल के आता है। जब आप काम करोगे वहां से पैशन इंटरेस्ट निकल के आएगा, फिर उसके बाद आप डिटरमाइन करो कि आपको किस फील्ड में एमबीए करना है। ठीक है, मेरी ये बात सुन के भी बहुत सारे लोग होंगे जो इस बात को इग्नोर कर देंगे एंड दे विल कंटिन्यू ऑन विद देयर लाइव्स, लेकिन और एमबीए करने चले जाएंगे। जब अपना पैसा फूंक देंगे और जॉब नहीं मिलेगी, या जो जॉब मिलेगी उसमें फ्रस्ट्रेटेड होंगे, तब उन्हें रियलाइज होगा कि मतलब इट वाज ऑल फॉर नथिंग। इट्स एज सिंपल एज you have to identify what you are interested in, you have to identify what are the opportunities in the market and take it from there. एमबीए की हर फील्ड अच्छी है, राइट? मार्केटिंग में स्कोप है, फाइनेंस में स्कोप है, सप्लाई चेन मैनेजमेंट स्कोप है, इंफॉर्मेशन मैनेजमेंट स्कोप है, बिजनेस प्रोसेस मैनेजमेंट में स्कोप है। बट यू हैव टू आइडेंटिफाई what is that particular thing that you are interested in, और फिर उसके बाद आप वहां से अपना करियर ग्रो कर सकते हैं। आई होप आई आंसर्ड दैट क्वेश्चन लाउड एंड क्लियर। Kaushik Palit, what do you think about the post-COVID situation for freshers and MBA students? You know, the situation of the job most of the companies are firing employees. What's your suggestion on that? That's true, Kaushik, and I've actually done a webinar specifically on how to find jobs during COVID. And the very first thing that I would tell you is, okay, don't look for traditional jobs. Like, keep looking for traditional jobs, but at the same time, start doing freelancing. Right, there are a lot of opportunities for freelancers. अगर आपने MBA किया है, आप बहुत सारी चीज़ों में freelancing कर सकते हैं. Fiverr.com पे FIVERR.com और upwork.com पे अपनी प्रोफाइल बनाइए एंड देन वहां पर देखिए व्हाट आर द थिंग्स दैट यू कैन एक्चुअली डू. पुट अ गिग आउट देयर, क्रिएट योर प्रोफाइल आउट देयर एंड स्टार्ट डूइंग फ्रीलांसिंग. पुट वेरी लो रेट्स, like extremely low rates, $5. Start with $5, right, for big jobs, and actually start gaining experience there, because what you will do is you will be able to uncover a lot of opportunities from there. आपको बहुत सारी opportunities मिलेंगी, and then you would be able to get a lot of experience from there as well. There is scarcity of the jobs, people are getting fired, but at the same time people are getting promotion as well. you know I have actually doubled the size of my company during COVID-19 itself. So there are a lot of hiring opportunities out there. You have to know how to reach out to them. The first thing is to gain the experience, industry relevant skills. The second thing is uh, reach out to relevant people on LinkedIn, recruiters on LinkedIn, people in the organization on LinkedIn. Reach out to 50 people on LinkedIn every single day for next 30 days. You will find a job. फिर से मैं बोलूंगा हिंदी में, अगले 30 दिन तक लिंक्डइन पे 50 लोगों को रीच आउट करिए. जॉब मत मांगिए, नेचुरल कनेक्शंस बिल्ड करिए. फॉर नेक्स्ट 30 days यू विल एक्चुअली फाइंड अ जॉब. आपको जॉब मिल जाएगी. हाँ, सो देयर इज डेफिनेटली स्कैरसिटी ऑफ जॉब्स, लेकिन ऐसा नहीं कि जॉब्स नहीं है. मतलब हम रिक्रूट कर रहे हैं, मैं एक काफ़ी जानने वाली कंपनीज रिक्रूट कर रही हैं. सर रिक्रूटमेंट्स आर ओपन, बट ऑफ कोर्स इट हैज़ बिकम चैलेंजिंग. लेकिन आपको कितनी जॉब चाहिए? एक जॉब चाहिए. मैं जब ऑस्ट्रेलिया में आया, ऑस्ट्रेलिया की इकॉनमी उस वक्त बुरी जा रही थी, मैन्युफैक्चरिंग सेक्टर डाउन था, और मुझसे लोग बोल रहे थे यू वोंट बी एबल टू फाइंड अ जॉब बिकॉज जॉब्स जो है वो डाउन जा रही है, इंजीनियरिंग का बहुत बुरा स्कोप है. व्हाट आई सेड वाज कि मुझे तो आई डोंट वांट अ लॉट ऑफ जॉब्स, आई ओनली नीड वन जॉब. तो एक तो जॉब होगी ना आउट देयर. सो व्हाट यू नीड इज यू ओनली नीड वन जॉब एंड यू विल फाइंड दैट जॉब. No problem at all. Sheikh Salahuddin, I remember when you were on freshers party, named you and you were giving a speech and you fell down by saying if you fail, you still move forward. Yeah, this is something that I still do in the live session. I can't do it over here, but I still do in my like one-on-one sessions. So what I actually do is, जब मैं स्टेज पे होता हूँ and I'm telling about the failures, I actually literally fall down on the stage. Like मैं गिर जाता हूँ स्टेज पर, और फिर मैं बोलता हूँ कि हम चल रहे होते हैं और कभी कभी चलते चलते हम लोग गिर जाते हैं. जब हम गिर जाते हैं ना तो हम लोग थोड़ा एम्बेरस फील करते हैं और लगता है हम गिर गए, अपना कपड़े झाड़ने लगते हैं, सोचते हैं यार मैं गिर गया, किसी ने देखा तो नहीं, और जल्दी से खड़े होने की कोशिश करते हैं. लेकिन हम लोग ये रियलाइज नहीं करते हैं कि जब आप चल रहे थे और चलते चलते जब आप आगे गिरे और जब आप उठते हो तो आप ऑलरेडी जहाँ से गिरे थे उतना डिस्टेंस जो है वो कवर कर चुके होते हो. तो इट्स एक्सट्रीमली एक्सट्रीमली इम्पॉर्टेंट कि आप उस गिरने से परेशान ना हो, उस गिरने से फेल ना हो. डोंट बी अफ्रेड ऑफ फॉलिंग. यू हैव टू एम्ब्रेस फॉलिंग एंड एम्ब्रेस फेलिंग, क्योंकि यही पाथवे है. कोई सिंपल सीधी सड़क नहीं है जो आप फॉलो कर लोगे आप सक्सेसफुल हो जाओगे. लाइफ में कोई गूगल मैप्स नहीं है, आपको ये पाथवे फॉलो करना ही पड़ेगा. यू हैव टू गिव इट अ गो, गिव इट अ ट्राई, एंड देन ओनली यू कैन सक्सीड फ्रॉम देयर. Kaushik Palit, that successful person, I think Sundar Pichai, I guess. Sundar Pichai is also very, I think Sundar Pichai or anyone out there is actually was very passionate about their field themselves. Like there's like literally no one who is not passionate about his field and is successful. ऐसा हो ही नहीं सकता ना, because that person cannot exceed and excel in their career. So if Sundar Pichai is actually doing pretty well, it's just because he has actually exceeded and excelled. It's just because he was actually interested and passionate about what he's doing. If he was not passionate about what he's doing, he would have left that job already, because you've got a lot of options. So Ghulam Mustafa, thanks a lot. It's really wonderful to listen to you, sir. Thank you so much. Adil Nawaz sir brought a bit of funding for startup. That's great, Adil. Well done. Excellent. So that's good. I would love to know a bit more about your startup. Let me know. I would love to explore a bit further about that. Saksham Gupta, what about oil and gas sector industry in Australia? Oil and gas sector industry in Australia is still strong. The only challenge is the pathway on how to actually come and work in this job sector, because there are two pathways. One is permanent residency that requires experience and point system, but you can actually, I've got a video on 5 steps or 4 steps on how to get Australian PR. Look at that on YouTube. So the one step is permanent residency. Second step is doing a master's from Australia as well, but it's not an easy pathway from there as well. A lot of people actually come over here and then have to work in odd jobs and then have struggle for 3 or 4 years. Some people like just give up and go back. Some people sort of come here and start from the scratch and they stay. So you can come over here or go to any country, but you have to start from the scratch. You might have to do a lot of odd jobs as well. You might not get a job straight away from the college because there are no campus placements, something like that. You have to build your career in those things. So it's much more difficult than finding a job in India, but it's possible. So it's completely up to you on where you are at with your career. And I'm pretty sure there are a lot of opportunities in oil and gas sector in Australia. Kaushik, sure, sir. I'll follow up your suggestion. Thank you so much. I think we have. We'll take 4 questions and then we'll wrap up this session. Shada Vasan sir, I've started an online book selling website, bookpush.com. Sir, the main problem I'm facing is of delivery, sir, but I'm receiving order from all around the world. Sir, guide me. What's the roadmap should I follow to come over this problem? So with delivery, I would encourage you to partner with some of the delivery organizations. So for example, in Australia, I've actually helped a lot of startups by actually tying them up with a 3PL provider who actually picks and packs and delivers that product. So the very first question that I would like to ask you is, are you charging people on delivery? If you're not charging them, for example, if you got an online store and if it's on WordPress, then actually you can get a FedEx shipping calculator plugin, add it to your website, and then that will calculate the shipping, even the international shipping. And then you have to start charging for the delivery according to the country or wherever they are, and then use like a delivery partner to provide your delivery. I don't think delivery should be a huge problem because there are a lot of delivery companies that would actually do it all for you. All you have to do is just find a suitable partner. Actually, go to Amir Kutub Academy, post a question over there, like register in the academy itself. It's free, and post a question, and my team will find some nice delivery partners for you and give you some good suggestions over there. देबाद्री शिकदार सर, अगर मुझे लगता है कि मैं मल्टीपल सेक्टर में जा सकता हूँ लाइक BCA एंड मार्केटिंग, देन क्या करना चाहिए? प्लीज शेयर योर एक्सपीरियंस. आई एम एन इलेक्ट्रिकल इंजीनियर बट मुझे इंटरेस्ट नहीं है. मैं भी मैकेनिकल इंजीनियर में था, मुझे इंटरेस्ट नहीं था. आपको लगता है कि आप BCA में जा सकते हो या मार्केटिंग में जा सकते हो? क्या करना चाहिए? मुझे भी ऐसा लगता था कि मैं इस फील्ड में भी जा सकता हूँ, उस फील्ड में भी जा सकता हूँ, तो मैं क्या करूँ? इसका तरीका ये है कि आप ये वेट मत करो कि मेरा जब बीटेक खत्म हो जाएगा या इलेक्ट्रिकल इंजीनियरिंग खत्म हो जाएगा तब आप अपनी फील्ड को परस्यू करो. आप अभी से दोनों फील्ड में, अगर आपको BCA है तो आप मतलब BCA मतलब बैचलर ऑफ कंप्यूटर एप्लीकेशन की अगर बात कर रहे हो, कंप्यूटर्स की अगर आप बात कर रहे हो, तो आप कंप्यूटर्स का एक प्रोजेक्ट पकड़ो, मतलब एक हॉबी प्रोजेक्ट, ये मैं करना चाहता हूँ, और एक मार्केटिंग का एक हॉबी प्रोजेक्ट पकड़ो. अलग अलग टाइम में पकड़ो. पहले मार्केटिंग का एक प्रोजेक्ट करके देखो, उसके लिए जो भी लर्न करना है वो करो. 6 महीने 3 महीने का वो प्रोजेक्ट करो और देखो आपको उसमें इंटरेस्ट आता है या नहीं, या आप क्या करते हो. फिर उसके बाद अगर आपको उसमें इंटरेस्ट नहीं आता है या आपको मज़ा नहीं आ रहा है, तो आप जो है फिर कंप्यूटर साइंसेस का जो है कोई प्रोजेक्ट करके देखो. आपको कोई कोर्स करने की ज़रूरत नहीं है, मतलब ऐसा कोई लिटरल डिग्री कोर्स करने की ज़रूरत नहीं है. आप ऑनलाइन कोर्सेज कर सकते हो, यूट्यूब से बहुत कुछ सीख सकते हैं. और प्रोजेक्ट करके जब आप देखोगे, दोनों चीज़ों को ट्राई करोगे, तो फिर आपको खुद ब खुद जो है वो क्लैरिटी आएगी कि मुझे किस चीज़ में ज़्यादा इंटरेस्ट है. और ये जो कॉलेज टाइम है, यही टेस्ट एंड ट्रायल करने का टाइम होता है, ये पढ़ाई करने का टाइम नहीं होता है. मैं फिर से बोल रहा हूँ, ये कॉलेज टाइम है, इसमें आप यही करते हो, एक्स्ट्रा करिकुलर एक्टिविटीज़ के थ्रू, प्रोजेक्ट्स के थ्रू जो है वो स्किल्स लर्न करते हो. आप अपना टाइम सिर्फ पढ़ाई में वेस्ट नहीं करते हो. अगर आप कर रहे हो तो यहीं पे जो है वो प्रॉब्लम होती है। तो अभी जो है इस टाइम को यूटिलाइज़ करो कुछ प्रोजेक्ट्स करने के लिए, उन प्रोजेक्ट्स से आपको समझ में आएगा कि क्या है। अगर आपको प्रोजेक्ट्स नहीं मिल रहे हैं तो आप फ्रीलांसिंग प्रोजेक्ट्स पकड़ो, या ऐसी इन फील्ड्स में एक छोटी-छोटी वर्चुअल इंटर्नशिप करने की कोशिश करो, जिससे आपको क्लैरिटी हो जाएगी कि दोनों फील्ड में मुझे किस चीज़ में ज़्यादा इंटरेस्ट है। इंजीनियर वाई के उपाध्याय, जॉब नहीं मिल रही है, दिला दो यार। वाई के उपाध्याय जी, जो भी आपकी फील्ड है, सबसे पहले तो अपनी एक लिंक्डइन प्रोफाइल बनाएं। उस पे बहुत क्लियर जो है वो लिखें, आई एम लुकिंग फॉर अपॉर्चुनिटीज इन दिस फील्ड, अपनी नीश आइडेंटिफाई करके। और फिर उस फील्ड से रिलेटेड 50 रिक्रूटर्स को हर दिन मैसेज करें और बताएं कि मैं ये हूँ, आई एम लुकिंग फॉर अपॉर्चुनिटीज, आई वांटेड टू रीच आउट टू यू फॉर योर सजेशन, मुझे आपके सजेशन चाहिए। आप अगले 30 दिन तक हर रोज 50 रिक्रूटर्स को रीच आउट करिए, कनेक्शन रिक्वेस्ट करिए, आपको 100% जॉब मिल जाएगी। अगर जॉब ना मिले तो आप मुझे स्क्रीनशॉट दिखाइएगा कि आपने हर रोज 50 लोगों को नेक्स्ट 30 दिन तक जो है रीच आउट किया, आपको जॉब नहीं मिली, मैं पर्सनली आपकी जॉब दिलवाने में हेल्प करूंगा। मैं इससे ज्यादा क्या कहूँ, मैं आपको सिंपल पाथ पे दे रहा हूँ, क्लियर पाथ पे दे रहा हूँ। और अगर आपको ये चेक करना है कि आप सही कर रहे हैं या नहीं कर रहे हैं, तो आप ये करिए, जो भी आपने मैसेज भेज रहे हैं रिक्रूटर्स को, वो आमिर कुतुब एकेडमी पे जाइए, रजिस्टर करिए और वो हमारी टीम से एक बार शेयर कर दीजिए। मेरी टीम चेक करके आपको बता देगी, आपकी हेल्प कर देगी कैसे उस मैसेज को ट्यून अप करना है। और आप रोज़ जो है इस चीज़ को करें फॉर नेक्स्ट 30 डेज। 100% ये नुस्खा फॉलो करो, आपको जॉब मिल जाएगी। अच्छा, मैं इतने लोगों को बताता हूँ। वैसे तो अब तक 4 लोगों ने चैलेंज एक्सेप्ट किया है। एक साहब को 15 दिन में जॉब मिल गई, एक को 18 दिन में मिल गई, एक को 30 दिन में नहीं मिली, लेकिन उस एक्टिविटीज से क्या हुआ कि 45 दिन में उन्हें जॉब मिल गई, एक को 28 दिन में जॉब मिल गई। लेकिन लोग एक्सेप्ट नहीं करते हैं, मतलब लोग बोलते हैं जॉब दिला दो, लेकिन जब मैं बोलता हूँ कि भाई ये चैलेंजेस को एक्सेप्ट करो, आपको जॉब मिल जाएगी, लोग करते ही नहीं है। तो अब नहीं करते तो मैं क्या कर सकता हूँ, मैं बता सकता हूँ कि कैसे जॉब मिल जाए। मैंने मैंने किया है और मुझे जॉब मिली है, और मैंने लोगों को करवाया, उनको जॉब मिली है। आपको चाहिए तो आपको ये करना पड़ेगा, आपको जॉब मिल जाएगी। Bhargavi Reddy, sir, I have 1 year internship experience, but many MNC companies do not consider internship experience as experience. What to do in this condition? Please guide me how to prepare for tech interview. Bhargavi, every experience counts, right? So they don't consider it as a full-time experience. Don't talk about internship and say I've done this internship. They are not interested in if you have done internship anywhere, because internship certificates can be found very easily. You have to identify what are the projects that you worked on. From there, identify, okay, what are the companies that you are applying for, what is the work that's done over there in that particular company, and then relate your internship as well as your project experience with that company. And always try to relate what you have learned through your internship and actually talk about that. And the best time to talk about that is when they ask the very first question, tell me something about yourself. You tell them, hi, I am Bhargavi Reddy. I am, if you are a whatever computer engineer, I'm a computer engineering student with passion in, and whatever you say that you have got passion in, you actually need to have command in that field. And say, I want to build my career in such and such thing that is related to that organization, and I recently did an internship with X company where I worked on a particular project where we solved this problem by doing this. And that's how you sort of grab their attention straight away. And then your technical interview will sway in a different direction. Then your technical interview will not be about other things, it is going to be about your project. So your project or your internship needs to be that interesting that you can actually talk about that. It needs to be relatable to that company, and then they won't be asking you technical questions, they would be asking you questions about your project which you already have command in. So it's not about the internship, it's about the work that you did that an internship, and the problems that you solved in that internship or through any other projects that you have done. If you are in third year or second year, if you still have time, I would say do as many projects, not academic projects, commercial projects, do as many freelancing projects, virtual internship projects, as much as you can, so that you have a huge portfolio, and then it's much easier to sort of qualify for an interview. Okay, the questions are still flowing in, but I have to stop this. I'll probably take three or four questions and then we'll sort of go. Saksham Gupta sir suggests any hybrid career option for petroleum engineers. So again, for me to suggest a hybrid career option for petroleum engineer, I would actually need to identify or know what you are interested in. And when you don't consider yourself as a petroleum engineer, consider yourself as an engineer, consider yourself as a technology person, and then mix your engineering problem solving skills with whatever field you are interested in. And that's how you actually develop your hybrid career. So hybrid career is not to actually develop a hybrid career, you need to look at your field in a more broader approach, like that you are an engineer, and then look at the field that you are interested in. So if you can tell me what you are interested in, I can tell you straight away right now. If you write in comments what you're interested in, I can actually tell you what would be a good career option. Durjoy Acharya Amit ji from Facebook. Bhai, I want to know about valuation and investor exit point. Okay. So Durjoy's question is about the valuation itself, like how to value a startup. So I've got a video on valuation. Go to YouTube, search for startup. Like go to my channel. There's a video on startup valuation. I actually have a startup valuation calculator tool on my website, Enterprise Monkey as well. I can share the links for those as well with you. But the thing, the way valuation works is that the your valuation is dependent on a lot of factors. I'll actually share the link of the tool so that you can calculate the valuation. In terms of the exit strategy, so what happens is whenever you found a startup and you are seeking an investment, a lot of like all the investors who are investing in, they invest on an equity basis, which means they get money only once your startup is actually exit. So there are two type of exits. One is that your startups goes into an IPO, which is an initial public offering that's listed on stock market. And the second exit is that when your startup is sold to a different company, it goes into a joint venture by a company. For example, WhatsApp, the way it exited was it was acquired by Facebook. Uh, Uber, the way it exited was it went into an IPO, initial public offering. It was listed on the stock market itself. So there are these two options, and you need to identify what is the best exit strategy for your particular startup. So I am sharing the link to the startup valuation calculator in the comment section, but you can actually do a Google search. Enterprise Monkey Startup Valuation Calculator. You can find it over here. And later on, I will actually share the link of the video that I have done on the startup valuation as well. That would be really helpful for you. Uh, Zishan Muhammad, how is the demand of digital marketing in Australia? Zishan, there are so many digital marketers in Australia, but the demand is still high. But the thing is, there is like the whole season or whole trend of generalistic people are actually going. It's about your niche. What do you specialize in? Digital marketing is a huge field. Are you a content marketer? Are you a growth hacker? Are you a funnel marketer? Do you specialize in pay per clicks? So what is your specialization in digital marketing? Generalistic digital marketing skills. Everyone nowadays claims to be a digital marketer. I like to be blunt and honest. So every Tom, Dick, and Harry sort of call themselves a digital marketer, and that is very competitive. So you have to identify what is your niche, what are you best at, and then excel at that niche. And there is definitely a huge demand of those niches in Australia. I know for a fact growth hacking is a huge and is in huge demand in Australia. Saksham Gupta looking to switch career in data science. Of course, you can actually switch your career to any field at any stage, because again, you don't have to do like a proper 2 years course to switch your career. You have to learn data science. You can learn it online, take up a project, and you can switch your career from here. Sayyid Zishan Ahmed, what's your journey lesson? Share any moments and incidents. One of my biggest journey lessons was that when I started reaching out to businesses. A lot of businesses, like to establish my business, a lot of people said no, and I was sort of getting rejections all the time. And I was getting this sort of criticism from everyone about why I'm sort of leaving such a nice job, why I'm going into business, and what am I doing with my career. So it was like everyone was doubting me, and I was doubting myself as well. But then I actually had two choices. One of my choices was to take up a job, and then in a field that I was not interested in, or probably follow what I was actually interested in. And if I would have taken a job, it would be much more secure, it would be much easier for me. But if I would follow what I was passionate about, I had to learn a lot, I had to struggle a lot, I had to sacrifice a lot. And but I took the choice of following what my passion was, because I knew that if I don't do something that I'm not passionate about, then I'll regret it for the rest of my life. I might have money, but I won't have satisfaction. And that's one of the biggest thing that you need in your life. And there was a moment, even when I had established my business, 2 years into my business, I had huge losses, and I didn't have money, because I didn't have money to put petrol in my car to go and meet my client. So I have faced such things. I actually looked for coins in my house to go and fill up the petrol, and then get it done, because I was waiting for the invoices were not getting paid. So there were extremely low moments. But out of all of these failures, I was enjoying what I was doing, because I was following what I was passionate about, because I was interested in it. So it didn't matter whether I was failing, I had challenges, I had to do some sacrifices, because ultimately I was doing what I wanted to do with my life. uh, Debadri Shikda, thank you so much, sir. Big love and respect to you. Thank you so much, Debadri. Really appreciate that. And again, if you like what I'm doing, if you like my content, please support to me or encourage me by liking and sharing it, because I want, if I'm investing my time in this, I want my message to be spread out to a lot of people out there, and that will encourage me to create more content and help you all. I have gone through a very rough phase in my life, and just because I didn't know about a lot of things, and I now want to communicate those things back to you guys, so that you don't make those same mistakes, and you are able to sort of follow the right path. And that's my objective on sort of like being live and spending time with you. So I hope I'm able to provide some insights into that. And again, as I said, please, if you like what I'm doing, please share it with as many people as you can. That will encourage me a lot. Okay, so Kaushik is saying, "Sir, I want a success mantra from your side for my career as a fresh MBA student of marketing and operation management. What should I do after completion of my MBA 2019-2021 batch?" If you are completing 2021 batch, you have got 1 year. You can do amazing things in one year. Stop focusing on just sort of getting good marks. Trust me, and start gaining work experience right now. Tonight, create a profile on Fiverr.com, create a profile on Upwork.com, and put up some gigs which are related to marketing, and say, I will do this for you, I'll do a marketing strategy for you. You would have learned segmentation. Create those gigs. If you can't, you won't be able to find a job straight away from that. Just reach out to businesses as much as you can and say, I do not need anything from you, I don't need money, I just need project, I just want to work with you, I want to do work in operation management, whatever, just give me a virtual internship, I want to work with you. And gain experience, at least work on 3 to 4 projects and strengthen your profile. In this 1 year, if you are able to do that, then it's going to be extremely easy to get job. Secondly, now I would recommend you reaching out to 50 people. Reach out to 10 people every single day for next year that are in your field of operation management or marketing management, and build genuine connections. Do a Google search, marketing managers, operation managers, whatever you're interested in. Reach out to them and do it religiously every single day. 10 people every single day for the rest of the year. trust me, you will form amazing connections, you will get amazing insights, and you will learn a lot. And then as I said, do a lot of practical work as much as you can, mate. If you have to work at night, do whatever, sacrifice things, do that. But once you will graduate, you will be an amazing golden candidate. There will be all those students who will not have any experience or less experience, or they might have good marks or whatever, but then you will be there, you will have experience with 4 projects, and you will have an insight from the people that you have interacted with. And when you will be sitting there in interview, companies would want to take you, not those other people out there who don't have any experience. So do it right away, straight away. Do it from today. Don't think that I'll do it from tomorrow. Do it from tonight. Just after this session ends, do it straight away. So yeah, Zishan, what's your bidding startup top 5 suggestion? What to do, what not to do, how to upgrade skills? So I don't sort of can't give you top 5, but I can give you top 1. So in terms of building startups, do not try and develop the full product in one go, because you don't know what market needs. Always start from a minimum viable product, a very simple version of your product, put it out and test it in the market, and then take the feedback from the market, learn from the feedback, pivot, and then do another iteration, and then put it out in the market. That's the only way. That's the most successful way to do a startup. There's no other way. So right now, if you have got a concept, rather than spending a lot of money or energy in developing a finished product, develop a basic minimum viable product and put it out in the market. That's the best golden nugget that I can actually give you with regards to the startup. Bhargavi Reddy sir, how to make tutorials on YouTube? Bhargavi, pretty simple. For example, if you want, you could do a lot of tutorials on YouTube. There are a lot of screen recording softwares that are actually out there, and all you need is your webcam and that screen recording software. One is Ice Cream Scanner. Just search free screen recording software. You can use that to record the videos, and then you can upload them on YouTube straight away. Saksham Gupta, data science. So you talked about it. All right, guys, I'll take the last question from Ankit Singh, and then I'll tell you something important, and then we'll finish the session. So Ankit Singh, one more question, bro. I'm actually from rural area, from Raya, Mathura. So how can I speak English? अंकित का क्वेश्चन है कि वो इंग्लिश कैसे इंप्रूव कर सकते हैं. अंकित, द वेरी फर्स्ट थिंग जो मैं आपको बताऊंगा, 2 चीज़ें हैं. पहले तो इंग्लिश सीखने से, मतलब बोलने से पहले सुनना जो है वो ज़रूरी है. तो आप नेटफ्लिक्स देखना शुरू करो, इंग्लिश मूवीज़ और इंग्लिश डॉक्यूमेंट्रीज और इंग्लिश सीरीज़ बिना सबटाइटल्स के. एक्सट्रीमली एक्सट्रीमली इम्पॉर्टेंट. आप ये चीज़ शुरू करिए. दूसरी चीज़ ये शुरू करिए आप इंग्लिश पढ़ना शुरू करिए, तो बुक्स, नॉवेल्स, जो भी आपको इंटरेस्ट हो वो. तीसरी चीज़ ये कि अब जब इंग्लिश बोलने की बारी आती है, अगर आपको लगता है आप किसी और से नहीं बोल सकते, तो आप अपना एक डायरी या जर्नल मेंटेन करने की कोशिश करिए. हो सकता है शुरू में आपको पॉडकास्ट करने में तो प्रॉब्लम हो. अपने थॉट्स को आधे घंटे तक आप अपने मोबाइल में रिकॉर्ड करिए इन इंग्लिश. जस्ट डू दैट एवरी टाइम. व्हेनेवर यू थिंक अबाउट समथिंग, जस्ट रिकॉर्ड इट. इट्स बेटर इफ अगर आप इंग्लिश में कन्वर्सेट कर पाएँ लोगों से, और चाहे वो कोई ऑनलाइन टॉकिंग प्लेटफॉर्म्स हो या कहीं पे भी, इफ यू कैन फाइंड पीपल दैट यू कैन स्पीक टू इन इंग्लिश, देन यू कैन इम्प्रूव योर इंग्लिश स्ट्रेट अवे. बाकी कोई कोर्स करने से कोई फायदा नहीं है, सब फालतू की चीज़ें हैं. मूवीज देखते देखते, किताबें पढ़ते पढ़ते और इंग्लिश में बात करते करते, यू विल बी एबल टू लर्न योर इंग्लिश एंड इंक्रीज योर इंग्लिश वेरी वेल. So now, if you have liked this video, if you're not following me on Instagram, you can follow me on Instagram @AmirKutub, क्योंकि वहाँ पे मैं लोगों से वन ऑन वन बात भी करता हूँ. बहुत सारी चीज़ें ऐसी शेयर करता हूँ जो मैं फेसबुक, लिंक्डइन और यूट्यूब पे शेयर नहीं कर रहा हूँ. इसके अलावा अगर आप जिस भी प्लेटफॉर्म पे मुझे सुन रहे हैं, आप फेसबुक और लिंक्डइन पे भी और यूट्यूब पे भी जो है प्लीज़ मुझसे जुड़े आइए, क्योंकि मैं हर जगह पे थोड़ा अलग अलग कंटेंट शेयर करता हूँ बेस्ड ऑन द चैनल. Secondly, if you can please like and share this with as many people as you can, so that we can spread this message out, that would be great. मैं लाइव आऊँगा नेक्स्ट टाइम सैटरडे 9 PM सेम टाइम, और हो सकता है मैं बीच में भी लाइव आऊँ. or please tell me about that course. So I'm thinking about starting two courses. One is a course on job readiness, जो students को train करेगा कि how to become job ready जब वो graduate होते हैं उससे पहले, like how to prepare for interview and how to be a successful job ready. So it will be a proper certification course. And second thing I'm thinking is a startup launch blueprint, how to launch your startup successfully. तो मुझे बताइए कि ये आइडिया कैसा रहेगा. आई वुड लव टू नो इन द कमेंट सेक्शन. And if I get a lot good feedback, then I'll actually work and create these courses for you. So thank you so much, everyone, once again for joining. Love you all. I'll see you next Saturday, 9 p.m. Take care. Bye bye.